It's February 27th, 2023. Today, still have some of the harassers around me. Okay. Um, they, even after the last few videos of how stupid Will is, and he really is stupid, um, they said he's lost his mind over this case. It is. It's power, money, people worshiping him like a god and doing whatever he wants. He has become, yeah, like Charles Manson, Jim Jones, so self-absorbed. Okay? All right. Do you realize he is the stupidest man that ever walked? Here, him and his retired Judge Pete, some kind of family member, his daughter Michelle, their dirty friends are in that store one day, hit me with the board in the face, and then, when we first moved up there, then 3 days later they kick at my door and they start photoshopping scenes and date rape drugging me, trying to set up this big scam. And then scare me into calling the FBI and then telling on me to pay her and then bullying me into a false statement, which he goes to jail. Badgering. If you don't take someone's statement, you believe them or not, follow through. It's 5 to 10, and if you can prove it and tampering with witnesses, it can be up to 20, and abuse and misconduct can be up to 79. They pull that conversation of him being mean to me, he automatically goes to jail. And see, I've talked to other officers, and I looked it up. He does. He goes to jail for it. So why would you bring it up? Because he thinks he's unstoppable. Okay? And so, and him doing that on a recorded line, how stupid is he? He listed me informant. He actually opened that case so he could steal the money. Do you realize if he had one brain cell in his head, he would have said, you know what? Been sweet as pie. To me. Mm-hmm. Been sweet as pie. And I'll look into it. I'm going to list you informant. Then call me back and say, you know what, Miss Hall? Your husband was just trying to scare you and being a jerk. I warn those churches that if one hair on your head ever gets hurt or anybody else's, I'll take care of them personally and they'll all go to jail. This is if he would have been smart, he would have done that. And Dave's sorry for even trying to scare you at all. And I got you guys counseling. I'm going to list you. You're listed informant already. So I can keep an eye on you and make sure that you're all right. And no one's going to bother you or scare you ever again. And we're going to get you and Dave counseling. You guys are going to be fine. He was out of line helping out, even trying to scare you. And I nipped it. And then had Dave been the nicest, sweetest husband again. Mm-hmm. Do you know what? I would have been happy as pie. Mm-hmm. He could have stole the money and never even thought of it again. See, that one took a brain cell. See, like I said in the last tape, I think him and Michelle was a scam. Another scam. Where John's kids on Thanksgiving of 18, for the house wasn't meant for Grandma, it was meant for Auntie Shell and Papa, and Grandma needs to get out, and then later on to Flora, where we're making everything up. All the sick, crazy, dirty stuff. Well, I wonder if they weren't making it up about Papa and Michelle, too. But there is a Michelle, and she is related to them. I asked Dixie. I said, did you know about Michelle? Yeah, I know about her. I said, the young blonde girl. She's like, yeah, I know her. And then later on, I was talking about her and retired Judge Pete. Yeah, I said, yeah, I know about him. And I told her about the agent. She's like, I couldn't figure out why people like that would ever involve themselves with just Dave wanting to go out with someone else. Why would they care that he would even want anybody else? And why would they help him get everything? People like that. I told her how where she knew they were threatening my life. Yeah. And I said, I called the FBI. You did. Well, that's where Michelle's dad's agent out of the area, and he actually stole the witness protection program money. Oh, Karen, if that's what's going on, I'm really sorry. And I said, that's what all this was about, is them stealing from the case and stealing that money. She's like, oh, Karen, that's why they helped out. I couldn't figure out why people like that would care that Dave went out with someone else. She didn't say her. But like they were friends. I said, is he still even with her? I said, oh yeah, they haven't even talked or been around each other since right after the divorce. Or almost a year before he went out with Kathy. Well, you take that back. That's right after my divorce. They just made sure Dave got the house in the Drury. They stole the money from the witness protection program. Terrorized me, bashed me in the back of the head, sold videos of it, sold videos of people drugging me up, implementing themselves in heinous crimes and showing it to people. Had me raped and tortured, publicly humiliated, put their names all over it, and that they were stealing the money from the case only. And everybody knows that's the only thing going on. Where he could have done it secretly. He's lost his mind to the point he looks at people and so. I'll tell you what, you know how much the Apostolics turned this around on them in 19? They told everybody that they were only trying to scare me because of Dave's comment about Katie in the mall, where he said, I'd rather kiss a cow's butt than that heifer. And I laughed about it, and they heard me, and they were just trying to scare me, that they weren't actually going to harm me. They didn't realize what those people did to me and put it down to Will and his friends. They turned around on that. That they were just trying to scare me with friends. That's where Will is one of the stupidest men that ever walked. Doing this publicly in front of people, him and his retired judge, that the only thing's going on is they're stealing from the case. And you know what they're doing with the money? They're paying for those human traffickers and the drug dealers from out of this area to steal other people. And they're publicly doing it in front of people. They're part of the drug taters from Florida and from Texas coming up here and human trafficking people, and they're using the case's money to pay for those people's gas money and shipping those people. And where Will opened up that protected custody case, had an officer talk to Dave per requirements of the Department of Justice. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life, and they have to speak to everyone before they start. It's the Fourth Amendment right to privacy. See, they even lied on Danny and Jen that they had an attorney and they were part of the shower scene before and all that crazy stuff. I went to them on Christmas Eve. I said, do you know when somebody kicked on our door on the 6th day? Yeah. I said, you know how I woke up with bruises all over me? Well, you were working too hard and you bruised too easy, right? I said, you know how I almost passed out in the yard trying to mow the lawn? Yeah. I said, did you know they were date rape talking me? And roofing me, and that's why I was throwing up and dizzy? No. I said, did you know that they set up bug cameras stalking me and your dad? No. Did you know it was some guy named Eric? No. I said, did you know they're supposed to have photoshopped a shower scene in the other room to make me look weird? No, even the grandkids hugged me. Is that what's going on? See, nobody knew. They didn't have an attorney. It's a big scam on top of another scam on top of another scam. Create this great big hurricane of lies. And so nobody talks to anybody. That's where this is crazy. And he's nuts doing all this, and everybody knows it's just him stealing from the case. And then they know he's messed up in that drug trafficking and drug trade, which makes you wonder. Now, are they looking, since they haven't arrested him and retired Judge Pete yet? So who are they looking for? The chief of police, the Portage County Sheriff? Huh? Because when I reported it to him, they did nothing. When I went up and reported it to Officer Bacon was supposed to have took it in to him, and he decided not to do anything. Failure to protect his abuse and misconduct. He needs to be arrested for that. See, there's legal surveillance. That agent actually opened a case, and he had an officer talk to Dave, and there's legal surveillance September 27th, 18. Has these people dead their rights. Why wouldn't you want criminals off the street? Or are they looking at retired Judge Pete, where his picture was hanging on the wall 9/18/19 of the Ravenna courthouse? Then in the back of the day of my divorce looks like a little white Santa Claus. Friends with Judge Timothy Ludick, which is a magistrate over the whole district. Or that army base where they talk about a colonel being involved. That they're into drug trafficking and human trafficking. up there. And they're trying to figure out which ones are involved because they already know about Pete and Will. Huh? So are they looking for another big key player? Because I talked to somebody on the internet and I met them for dinner and they knew somebody who dealt drugs. And I know somebody who knows somebody who deals drugs, and I went to them. They were talking that you didn't know that agent owed those drug dealers money. And he let them hurt you until he came up with enough money to pay him off. And then you said the $300,000, they said that's actually a drug shipment. And that's what they paid for. And then he said that he also has a friend on the police department. And they said that they know of my case. And they knew about the people in Texas that were involved in this. And the one guy he knows on the his local police department, several hours away. See, that agent opened a protected custody case. And other people are working it. See, that's where... Yeah. And they already knew about the Kingsman group from Texas. I didn't even tell them about it. Yeah. See, that's where all the police in different uniforms. Massillon Police, November 24, 21. I'm here to watch her. There's a Steve and Eric stalking her. We don't know who they are yet. And it's finally got funny after everything they did. Nothing's admissible. November 24, 21, 8:40 a.m. Altman Hospital stack care room, whatever, small little emergency room on Wales Road. Just like the North Canton Jackson Police, seeing them May, June of 19, the back of Liberty House share, they told them the worst thing I ever did wrong is bend over improperly. We can wipe that out because they verified they only made fun of the back of my knees once. And then that nice officer in uniform stopped traffic with informants here. It's nice of him, embarrassed me, just like Canton Police, Lamar Sharp, Amar, Michael Broswell, and the other Michael worked at CSE Bank in 19 and 20. The officers that were assigned to Karen around the house were in the back, and they wanted to make sure when it came out I was drugged and photoshopped before that they weren't involved and called them officers. See what I mean? Stark County Sheriffs, are you interested working Karen around the house? What's that? One of us have to watch her, listen to her every day. Or they call it Karen's will. See, this is where it's got ridiculous. He's actually opened that case. Different police departments work it, and they know of it. They can subpoena the FBI for those tapes for the ones that don't have it, and they have a lot of bad guys hurting the hell out of me. And they have them, and they are where my house manager's niece got taken. She started describing my kidnapper and my people that were harassing me, the Airbud people, the truck guys, and that they're drug traders from out of this area, and they're human trafficking people. They left me alive because of the witness protection program money they're stealing every month. And I'm worth $5,000 to $10,000 a month to them left alive. That's the only reason they left me alive. Someone said the reason I stutter when I get upset, not only from being tortured, but where 12/21/18 in protected custody, I was stabbed in the neck at the refrigerator. Foggy, hazy, dark, bright light. Felt myself crying. Another man's coat is on the dresser when I wake up 6 hours later in bed, and I got a dent in my head that where they bashed the back of my head. I mean, it causes me to stutter when I get upset. It actually is dented in. I'm lucky to be alive. I lived through a concentration camp set up by that agent and his retired judge family member, like the judge in Florida that set up a human trafficking group with 100 people. Okay, that guy that said he knew somebody who dealt drug and then had also a friend on the police department, and told him they knew about the Texas group. He said there was a judge in Texas wrapped up in this. They went to question him and killed himself. Now the judge in Ohio is involved, a retired judge, and an agent out of his area. See, I lived in Portage County, and Summit County was over Portage, not a Stark County FBI task force agent in the courthouse of Canton. I couldn't figure out why they would even call me. I called the hotline. I figured Cleveland would have called me. But here it should have went to the Akron office. And that's where red flags should have went all over the FBI. And it's just him stealing from the case. They said he's lost his mind. Well, yeah, with what he's doing to me. And several people have said it. It's went to his head. Power, money, people worshiping him and his family like gods. And they feed off other people misery, hurt, selling them like they're cattle, treating people like they're subhuman, that they can have them raped, tortured, publicly humiliated. They can sell them into sex slavery. They can do whatever they want, and nobody will stop them. Like I said, Will's one of the stupidest men on earth. He put all his crimes out for everybody to see. I'm going to go ahead and upload this.